Austrian, and this reflects in my dishes and the spirit of the dining room. It is written on your website. So how exactly is it reflected?
It all becomes, I was quite lucky because I've said to myself when I was a younger chef, what my cuisine will be. So many young chefs, they're thinking about what is trend and how we can go there. Then we speaking a lot about, going in the woods and find some ants and all the cool stuff. And I think sometimes the idea of who you are and what you cook and how your restaurant has to be has nothing to do with what other restaurants doing. Just think a little bit more where you come from, how you grown up, what it's that where you feel very comfortable, that it's not needed to do things that maybe you can go with by your head and be, like very strict to yourself and forgot your heart and your stomach, how our feelings you are. And I think in that case, I always, of course, business-wise, you have to think about, there's a problem about in your, a lot of things about in your head. But I think all the rest, you have to be by yourself. And, growing up as a Mediterranean Austrian kid, having black pumpkin seed oil, a schnitzel and a tzatziki on the table, learning myself that the fusion will be always with me. These two hearts always knocking, in my breast, it's always here. And it will be always a mix between and a fight between this world. And it was very clear that the natural thinking about that and where I come from, it's the natural idea of how we build restaurants, how we cook, and how we think.
Greece and Austria are two very different worlds. Is it difficult to combine them on one plate?
It depends. It is to create the Greek world and the Austrian world together. It's easy because I grown up like this for me. It's not a thing about to think too complicated on that, because I think it will be always olive oil. When something it's not very, when you need salt, for example, we're using olive oil instead of, because I think fat and natural salt. But we don't never think about we have to have feta inside or we have to have that. But some of the techniques, all techniques that we use from the Greek, from Greece, and a lot of Austrians will be always on the plate. It's not a difficult thing. It's hard to explain because it is nothing who comes like by my mind. It just comes natural out of that. So you have always a feeling when you cook that, something is missing, too much Greek. Yeah, I was just speaking about the restaurant. And when we cook that, it's also something missing. That's why we also focusing mostly in fish. First of all, because most of the main courses after a big menu are boring. You have always the feeling they want to fill you up and just they're afraid that the dishes before are not enough. And the second thing is I feel it's not necessary to create a fantastic menu. And the second thing is also when we use meat, we use it more as a perfume or as a sauce. And all the other things we buying, like we have a small fish guy who bring from Croatia the fish. And I because now everyone's speaking about local and stuff. And I think in that case, I think when we speak about local, what is, that maybe when we speak about the kilometers that you drive and it's the same that you're buying 6 hours the lake water fish or 4 hours from there. In the end, the product is very important, the quality of the product, to support the farmers. And that's why we also have our own garden now. There where we can do it, we do it. There where is a little bit a thing where you just want to be like greenwashing style of, we have to speak clear about things. And 4 hours in this direction or 4 hours in this direction are just for 4 hours, you know. It's not local. It's just when you are a very big country and you fly in your shells 1,200 kilometers, what's that, you know?
So how often do you change the tasting menu? Are you reacting to the season?
Yeah. And it's from Croatia, and when he has nothing fished, we take it away. Yeah, we take it away. Sometimes we're doing. That's why next menu will be like really 85% from Austria.
Which ingredients do you enjoy most today, and what do you combine them with?
Oh, that's a hard question. There's so many good things. I sometimes, to be honest, it's in the moment also a Greek thing. There's a thing called trachana, and the trachana, it's like they do it like a roux, a little bit like similar like a bechamel. So you butter, sheep milk, and flour. So you mix it together, but not burn it. And then you do, actually when they do it in the old times, you do small cubes on a plate and you sun drying it. Because of the sun, fermenting it will be sour. And then you grind it when it's dry and you make a risotto out of it. And then it's a Greek thing. And then we're using an Austrian thing, we use lavish. And in the middle, mushrooms. And in the middle, just an egg yolk. And this is something I will really die for. Really die.
More and more people prefer non-alcoholic pairings with their meals. How many people in your restaurant enjoy wine pairings and how many non-alcoholic pairings per night?
It's a common thing. I think for a good meal, not has to be all the time wine or champagne. But for sure, the complexity to wine, it's much more. You know, when you have in the moment non-alcoholic pairings, sometimes it becomes too full, and I think also it cannot make a sommelier. I think maybe you have to have your own room. Maybe also being a chef, or working very close, like as a team with a sommelier together. And try food in the same time because you know, doing an apple dish and serving something with apple, you know, you don't need both things, you know, not need a chef and you don't need a thing. So I think it's good. But we have now nearly 1 year champagne pairing. This is something I really like. Yeah, also still wines, and this is a fantastic thing. But non-alcoholic, I think it's fantastic. But every restaurant has to work more on it, and you need the time. And really the knowledge. Just do it because it's needed, it's not good.
Can you tell us some of the combinations you use for non-alcoholic pairings?
Oh yeah, we like, for example, we like to work a lot with vinegar. So it's actually, we work very close with a guy called Gegenbauer. It's a vinegar producer in Vienna. And he's doing a fantastic drink vinegar. Like a really nice drink vinegar, and we're doing like a halva ice cream. It's a Greek thing on sesame paste, salty. Then with Jerusalem artichokes, vanilla and chocolate. And to that you get a small stamp, like a glass, with the drink vinegar. It's fantastic. You have to come.
Your restaurant has 2 Michelin stars. What do these 2 stars mean to you?
2 stars means for me a lot. It means trust. It means a lot for the team. Also that you, in your handcraft, good. But I think, there's no but I think still there's a but. You have to understand also yourself in growing That means it has to feel right. In every star that we get, it feels 1 year, 1.5 years before right that we are closer going there where we want to go. And first, it has to be, for me, your own style, your own idea, and that you be authentic. Because sometimes you have the feeling you have more of the same because they understand head-wise, okay, what is needed. So let's do first 5 or 6 tartlets, push them with tartlets, and then do, I like tartlets and I think it's good. But for us, we work first on our style and our idea. And when we see that some things already another restaurant has, we skip the idea immediately. And when it takes, because of that, for some reason, a little bit longer, then it takes the time that we're growing, and we not want to go, we want to go far and, and not, like that. And then we cannot handle it. It's also a thing when you get achievements, you have to hold also the pressure. Because when you're not able to hold the pressure on that, it's not healthy. And I think to stay healthy in this business is very important.
You received your first star in 2014 and 2 stars in 2018. What happened between those years? How did the restaurant go from 1 star to 2 stars?
First, we have to understand that the restaurant from 1 to 2 was a totally different kind of restaurant and totally different kind of idea. Back then, when we start our business, we want to be a gastronomy place. We want to be very near to the people where we live and what it's needed. And also that was the thing in that time I really want to do. We had 4 and 6 courses. The 6 courses cost 68 euros. We had €8.50 champagne and we had 22 euros business lunch. So that was in that time, that's what we want. We cook with that kind of ingredients. We've been very, very casual. And for sure in that time, it was for sure not more than 1 star. It's just very clear. And we just develop ourselves but always, and this is, I think, I always do in every restaurant I open. First, I think about, okay, where we are, where we live, and what's it. I'm not that big fan of, okay, when you have maybe an investor, you can do it. But I'm not always a big fan to say 250 euros, put millions inside, open, bam. This is, sorry to say, you can do it. It's good, but it's not for our story. We like to develop, growing with the team and grow for a long time and stay here for a long time. And also as a family-run restaurant with no investors and no money from somewhere. We're just 2 people, and everything that we earn, we push in because we like it,
Today, Vienna has only 1 restaurant with 3 Michelin Guide stars. Is that enough?
I think, is it enough? I think, first of all, when we're speaking about Amador, he's a fantastic chef. It's a fantastic restaurant. And we had the thing that when he came, everyone was really in big thing. Why he has 3 stars? Why not an Austrian chef? And he's from Chile. But only because you change the city, it's not that you cannot cook anymore. First of all, second, no, it's not enough. I think in January, Michelin come back. Now we get an Austrian guide. It's a fantastic thing. Also, the Viennese tourist board pushing a lot that Vienna, like Austria, becomes a food spot. And I hope, first of all, there are so many fantastic restaurants in Austria. So I'm really happy that they are back. And the second thing, it will be also in the future more 2 stars, 3 stars, for sure. I have the feeling, it will be more.
One of the best-selling dishes in your restaurant was prawn saganaki, which is a traditional Greek dish. What makes it special in your restaurant? What's different?
For example, the prawn saganaki I'm doing in the bistro and in our new concept. The prawn saganaki never is in the restaurant. It's just because I don't like to do a fantastic dish like prawns a crustacean sauce, and then mixed up with feta. That's the dish, and then you bake it in the oven. Put olive oil and oregano inside. It's actually this. It's a hearty dish. It's a soul dish. It's comfort food, and I don't like to put a comfort traditional dish and develop in a new, recipe. It's like why you want to do a Greek salad, a feta ice cream and a jelly of that. I think it's stupid. A traditional dish is, it's a traditional dish. It's not bring a traditional dish to something it not has to be. Find first the amazing cucumber, the amazing tomatoes, the best product, and the best feta. And this is something many people forget. Don't put a traditional dish to a new style Michelin-star restaurant, because it's not has to be there. It's there, good where it is, and find the best product. That's it.
Your dishes are perfectly presented, almost symmetrical. They are like small pieces of art. How important is the visual aspect of food to you?
The visual aspect of food for me and how we plate the dishes are very important, because we're producing 8 to 10 plates per menu every year, new ones. And we have a good, fantastic producer. He helps us a lot because we're sending him 3D and how we want to have the plates, and he's doing it extra for us and extra for that dish. So the style of the dish, we're always on this plate the same. This is actually, in one hand, a problem, because when you have a flat plate, you can play more. But in the other hand, it becomes very quick your own identity, your own style, and this is actually a goal I really like. I really want that people, when they see our dishes, say, okay, this can, let's say, 95% from this guy, and then I feel comfortable, and then it's authentic, and then it's for us really necessary to do it also.
Do you plan to open another restaurant in the near future? How about opening one in Greece? Have you thought about it?
The place is a Greek place called Mama Konstantina, and first we have to learn how to do things, and then go somewhere else. I thought about it, but I think not always good to go with your concept somewhere, because I think for example, I see it also when I'm a guest chef somewhere. Sometimes, we're always doing so much on which plate has the restaurant and that, because for us, we limit ourselves a little bit down, because we cannot give the people that presentation as it is in the restaurant. So it feels always a little bit wrong. Of course, to open a restaurant somewhere else will be always like the bistro or Mama Konstantina. The restaurant for sure not, because it's let's say it's too much for my head.
That was another episode of the Visit Chef magazine podcast, featuring a conversation with Konstantin Filippou. You can find all episodes in our archive at visitchef.com/podcast, as well as on all major podcast apps. Feel free to contact us. We'd love to hear from you. We'll be back with a new episode soon, and we're already looking forward to having you with us again.